Luke Wright again found his best form against Middlesex as he scored his second successive LV County Championship 100 against them to take the match at the BrightonHoveJobs.com ground into a fourth day. Middlesex were 216 runs to the good as the penultimate day got underway, with the visitors on 445 for 5 in reply to Sussex's 229. More runs were soon being added to that by Gareth Berg. He'd resumed his innings on 26 with John Simpson on 39, and the keeper needed only 25 minutes of the morning to convert that score into a 50, his fourth of the summer. That was his seventh four, which took him to his half-century of 99 balls. He lost Berg in the next over after he'd moved on to 39. Berg found long off instead of his intended long on off Monty Panesar to end a sixth-wicket partnership of 82. In the end, Middlesex didn't make the most of their excellent position. Simpson soon followed Berg back to the pavilion as, on 59, he nicked off to Chris Jordan. Ollie Rayner then missed a sweep off Panesar to fall LBW for a duck. And after Tim Murtagh had swung the left-arm spinner over the ropes for a 6, he gave Panesar his third wicket of the morning and his fourth of the innings by being stumped on the charge. 2 balls later, in his 32nd over, Panesar claimed his second 5-wicket haul of the season by having Corey Collymore brilliantly held by Ben Brown. From 476 for 5, Middlesex had been dismissed for 496. Panesar with the season's best 5 for 95. 5 wickets may have fallen for 20 runs, but Middlesex still had a first innings lead of 267, and they were soon on their way with the ball as Chris Nash received something totally unplayable from Murtagh before he'd scored. The pitch has offered bounce throughout, but nothing quite like that. It was a wicket which would have filled Middlesex with confidence and put plenty of doubts in the minds of the Sussex batsmen to come. Luke Wells and Michael Yardley could be proud of their efforts to survive until the lunch break. Neil Dexter was able to call on Stephen Finn after his arrival from Lords. He kept him waiting for a while, not bringing him on until the 17th over. Finn's decision apparently. Then with his fourth ball, the bowler had Wells held by Rayner in the slips. Yardley was also out in the next over, nicking Collymore behind after making 18. And that was followed by another wicket for Finn with his 7th delivery. Rory Hamilton-Brown unable to keep a short ball out of the hands of Adam Voges. With a pumped-up Finn charging down the hill and bowling quickly, a 3-day finish looked on the cards. Perhaps that might have happened had this edge from Ed Joyce not flown through the slip cordon. There followed a fascinating battle between Wright and Finn, one which was won by the Sussex man, who's already been a thorn in Middlesex's side this season. He went after the England player, hitting him for 4 successive boundaries to rather ruin Finn's hitherto fantastic figures. Wright and Joyce had come together with their side in a huge hole on 45 for 4 and still trailing by 222. But these are 2 players that the visitors know a lot about and knew that this game was not theirs until both were dismissed. Joyce has been consistently scoring runs against them since he left Lords back in 2008, while Wright almost single-handedly prevented Middlesex from winning the reverse fixture at the home of cricket, where he hit 77 and a career-best 187 after Sussex followed on. He added another 50 to that now as he hit Berg for successive 4s, taking his tally of boundaries to 12. Yes, 48 of his 51 runs had come in 4s as he reached his half-century of 58 deliveries. The concerns that Sussex had were evaporating with each shot as this pair added 110 runs in only 25 overs for the 5th wicket. But on the stroke of tea, Middlesex were happy again as Joyce edged Dexter behind to leave on 47 at 155 for 5, the deficit now 112. Sussex are the only side in the top division of the LV County Championship not to have lost this season, and Wright and Brown showed why they've kept that record. They started to turn this game around in the last session, one which belonged wholeheartedly to the 2 batsmen. Middlesex must be sick of watching Wright bat. He was at the crease for 9.5 hours against them at Lords, and he again showed no real signs of having problems against their attack as he continued to deal almost exclusively in boundaries. His 20th took him to his tremendous ton, which arrived off only his 123rd delivery. Again, he was holding back Middlesex almost by himself with a wonderful knock, which may not yet save this game, but has given his side a much better chance of doing so. For the second time this season, Wright proved what an unbelievable fighter he is. As is Brown. He curbed his natural attacking instincts to stay with Wright, but he also played the occasional aggressive shot when the time was right to do so. His partnership with Wright went past 3 figures as Sussex were almost back on level terms, in terms of runs, something that looked very unlikely earlier on in the day. Indeed, they were just 5 behind when they lost their 6th wicket, 25 minutes before the close. Brown on a 38 made in 2 hours, throwing the bat at Berg and edging to Voges. The biggest concern for Wright all afternoon and evening was when he took a nasty blow in the ribs from Dexter, one which winded him and almost led to the run-out of Jordan. But Wright got his breath back only to take it away from Middlesex some more before stumps were drawn. Yet more boundaries followed as he moved to a 150 for the second time in succession against this attack. This was by now his highest ever score at Hove. And what a knock it was. He ended the day on 151, which has been made off only 170 balls, with 24 fours and 1 6. And thanks to him, there will be some cricket on Saturday. How much probably depends on Wright. He's taken his side to 288 for 6, which gives them a lead of just 21 going into the final day.